America, the land of the free. As long as you pay for it. No one says today is 14th of March. People say it's March 14th, lol. Have you ever gone outside of the US? No. LMAO. Hello, yes, 999. I just had to eat a very moldy blueberry by mistake and I'd like my tongue removed. 999? You mean 911? I think if I ordered an ambulance from America, I'd be a little bit scuppered since I live in England and it's an awfully long drive. Hey, fun fact, Americans. Because of how much of your media my country consumes, they had to set up Australia's phone systems to automatically reroute 911 to 000. Because so many of us kids would call 911 because that's what we saw on the TV. America! Y'all just jealous. Stop complaining about your life. There are literally people living in the USA. Y'all just jealous because we have freedom of speech in the Second Amendment and you don't. It's in the Netherlands? I'm sorry, I don't know where some random city Amsterdam is. Jesus. Amsterdam is so irrelevant, brah. I bet you more people have heard of our smallest state, Vermont, than the freaking Amsterdam. No need to judge me. Also, you're British, so how do you know? Actually, your smallest state is Rhode Island, not Vermont. Shut up! Chill, no need to have a mental breakdown. I doubt you could afford the hospital cover anyway.
Boom. Roasted.
Ancestry DNA. 42% Scandinavian, 26% Native American, 24% European, 8% Asian. I gotta say though, in this person's defense, they're just printing what they've been given. This is all on Ancestry DNA for just clumping Europeans together in one bundle, but isolating Scandinavia for some reason. The right to bear arms is universal. That's the recognition made by the Second Amendment. This guy's rights are absolutely being infringed here by the Australian government. On top of that, councils are a violation of your private property rights up to the line that you've infringed on someone else's property rights. Today I learned American Constitution is universal. I wonder if this person thinks that every country that starts with an A is also recognized as part of the amendment. Save Australia protest erupts in New York? What? When? What? What? I didn't even know we needed saving. This Schmidt is hilarious. Oh, of course, this was 2021. What an image. The US Maid of the Mist at Niagara Falls packed to the railings while the Canadian equivalent is only allowed 6 passengers per sailing. Just note this post is all from 2020. It's not that there's no Canadians anymore, it's just that they were doing the social distancing back then. But don't let that stop a proud patriot to threaten you. Just keep in mind, one could take every inch of your land if we wanted to. Well, we don't though, because we are nice. People who leave their phones set to military time are freaking war criminals. How do you look at 1605 and go, wow, I can understand that? Freaking bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me? Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually. In the UK right now, a train is delayed as a cat is sitting on the roof and is refusing to come down. It says West Coast on the front of the train. America! It's like his signature. On a post about the Cleopatra show. Lol, I'm not really understanding the hate around this show. Egypt is obviously in Africa, so she could have been African American. Oh no! Oh no! We have no idea what she looked like, so we can't assume. So she could have been African American.
Take a moment to think about what you said there.
This clock shows the time in the shadow based on the position of the sun. But oh no, that's a higher number than 12. It would be cool if it worked in 12 hour. I'm American, can't read military time. Dude, you literally have the biggest military in the world. I'm pretty sure. You have the most expensive military in the world, I'll give you that. Point of view. The cops at your school sit on lifeguard chairs to watch for fights at lunch. Wowee. At least give him like a life ring that he can just throw at students. So ridiculous. Donald must work on his anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Donald, chill. Stop the count. In no circumstance is it okay for a teenager to refer to our president by his first name. No circumstances. You're on an American website using an American browser on the internet, which Americans invented. Go f*** yourself, you irrelevant witch with a bee. A little bee buzzing around you. Chinese website. Technically, the inventor of Google Chrome is Sundar Pichai, who is Tamil. The inventor of the internet was from England. The only thing American here is your education level.
Boom. Roasted.
Also, Europe is not that big, and all Europeans have pretty much the exact same culture and genetics. Oh, please. please go and say this in Europe. Go over there, go to a town square and begin the rest of this conversation. Someone saying they are part Irish and part French is the equivalent of saying you are part Kentuckian and part New Yorkan. Irish and French are nationalities, not races. Whoa, dude, how did you sprinkle some correctness in all this wrong? It's incredible. It's like a sparkling nugget of gold in your diarrhea. Europeans are Europeans. Europe isn't big enough to distinguish one European from another. Look, in their defense, if Europe wasn't so small, they probably wouldn't be having so many wars, so...
Quick, the Americans are asleep. Post pictures of stuff that isn't expensive.
Whoa, look, free Ubers. Only because Americans pay for the healthcare of Europe.
Whoa, what?
I'd rather receive false information and keep my conservative views than receive true information and follow a socialist agenda. Google translates flags in non-English comments to the US flag. Foda de mes. Brasil.
Too bad, America.
It's funny to me that they've decided Americans are the only ones who might not realize they're foreigners. This way to foreign passports. Over here, if you're not from this country. Over here. Americans, out this way!
How can this be today when it's 7:45 a.m. and this says it happened at 11 a.m.?
Hi there. We are the National Gallery in London.
Well, maybe put that on your screen name. There's a National Gallery in Washington, D.C.
Madam, your first name unfortunately suits you.
Boom. Roasted.
She lives in Germany, bro. I have never felt this mentally well in my whole life. What a freaking time to post this. Why? Are you willfully ignorant of the Supreme Court dismantling our freedoms, or are you a conservative or just stupid? It really amazes me that some people don't fathom that there are other people using the internet in the world? Say what you want. America is the reason you have cars. That's Germany. Ha! Get real. Next, you're gonna tell me that sausages aren't American. Meanwhile, in r/polls, non-Americans of Reddit, would you want to move to America permanently? Oh, look at that. Look at the overwhelming middle finger. It's the greatest country on earth, people. You don't want to miss out on living here. Spoken like a true customs officer hoping to get some extra revenue this year. In kindergarten, first day, we sat in a circle and all of the kids were going around the room saying where they were born, favorite color, etc. They got to me and I said that I was born in Athens, Greece. The whole class erupted in laughter. I looked over to the teacher. She was laughing as well. She said,
You must mean that you were born in Athens, Georgia.
It was that moment I was thinking to myself, what the hell is she going to teach me? She's going to teach you the greatest education system on the planet. The imperial system. Imagine thinking ancient Greeks were white. Oh boy. What a beautiful conclusion to make. You believe they were not? Are you American or something? Well, hey, calm down. Yes, he said something dumb, but there's no need to go to such extremities. Wait, in other countries, you don't have to pay a hospital bill at all? I thought it was just cheaper, but no pay at all? That's so interesting. How do you prevent people from just jumping off stuff like idiots? What? How do we prevent people from just, basic self-preservation instincts? Wait, hold up, American. So the only reason you are not injuring yourself deliberately is money? Running headfirst into walls is such an expensive hobby. Healthcare isn't a human right. I'm not paying the bill for some turd that habitually abuses their own body and uses EMS like it's a taxi service. No, Bernie, no. To which, again, what is even the purpose of ambulances if not to transport? Countries that provide universal healthcare. It's interesting how, excluding some countries there, but the closer you get to the equator, the more statistically, the government doesn't care about its citizens' health. Just think, Alaska, if your land was still owned by Russia, you'd have healthcare. Universal healthcare ain't it, Chief. Sure, you get medical attention, but your doctors are imbeciles and more likely will harm than help you. No, that's not at all how it works. More people use imperial than metric. The US is a large population-wise, and it's more than the entirety of all metric countries combined. No one mentions China's measurement system or Russian and their qubits. Sorry to burst your bubble, but India alone has a larger population than the US. and they use the metric system. This inflated mindset about America, it never will cease to amaze me. Your daily reminder that the insulin I've used for 24 years, Humalog, has gone from $21 a vial to $275 a vial with no changes to the insulin or even the packaging. That's a 1,200% increase on a hormone every human requires to live, but my body can't make. I die in 48 hours without it. That's free in the UK. My husband has been type 1 diabetic for over 40 years. Many stays in the hospital, excellent GP care, excellent foot care weekly, 6 daily medications, free, all of it. We pay taxes, and the National Health Service is a service for all. Whoa, is someone talking about possibly dying without expensive medication? And that it seems like they're being leached for every cent they make? Oh, I better mock them for it. My expensive frequent healthcare is subsidized at the expense of healthy people. I think it's great. Thief. Hey, my butt. Okay, we're talking about my booty right now. We use MPH in this country. Wheels is an Australian magazine. We use metric measurements.
Yeah, well, you're on the internet, which is American. Therefore, you can use American, the best measurements.
Actually, the World Wide Web was first developed in CERN. I don't blame you for not knowing that. You're apparently an American.
Boom. Roasted.
Still, the EU doesn't really have homegrown computer companies. At least none come to mind. But overall, I agree. Apple hardware isn't cheap, and Europeans have less disposable income than Americans. It's why you rarely see iPhones outside Switzerland. Lol, are you kidding? iPhones are everywhere in Europe. Italy, Spain, Germany, UK. Oh, don't be silly. If that was true, then that means Europeans would be able to access the internet. We all know that only Americans use that. The feminine urge to get a giant dog, buy a tiny house in the woods, and leave your former life behind. Yes, that's purely a feminine urge, escaping the 9 to 5.
All us manly men, however, we love office jobs.
What are you doing to give stewardship of the land back to the people indigenous to it?
I live in Ireland.
Yeah, my point still stands.
No, it really doesn't.
Wow, just trying to erase the minority from the discussion. How typical of you white people.
I'm a Celt myself, Irish specifically. My ancestry is from Munster County. A Munster isn't a county, it's a province.
You're gonna mansplain Ireland to me when I'm Irish? A man with an unwashed butt has an opinion again.
I know my country better than you absolute goal. God, I hope I gave that at least 1/5 of the justice it deserves to be pronounced as.
I'm proud to say that my blood last name is Bambini, and although my ancestry DNA gives me 0 Italian DNA on my dad's side, I'll stick with being 1/4 Italian.
This is the most American thing I've read.
Why does Italian pizza look so bad? It seems uneven and disproportionate, whereas American pizza is far more balanced in its design and texture.
If someone wants to just... No, I'm not going to be against it, okay? I'm going to turn the other way. Even if this is a bait, if they're just doing this as a troll, no, I'm sorry, there's just some lines you don't cross. To remember how many feet there are in a mile, you just gotta use 5 tomatoes. 5 tomatoes sounds like 5280, and there's 5,280 feet in a mile. Simple! To remember how many meters there are in a kilometer, you just remember 1,000 because the system of measurement in the rest of the world wasn't invented by a drunk mathematician rolling dice.
He's a president, like him or not.
Hashtag not my president.
He is!
No, he literally isn't my president. I'm Norwegian.
Wait, other countries didn't have to sing their national anthem every day at school for 12 years?
I remember they tried to make us at least once a week. We genuinely could not remember or cared to remember the lyrics of the national anthem.
Here at Chicago, we're proud to be the pizza capital of the world. Hashtag National Pizza Day.
Bruh.
Okay, so 9th of February 2021 was the day a state of America declared war on Europe.
Yay!
Congrats!
Thanks, we are so excited.
Have you picked out any names?
I'm pretty sure we are naming her...
Pronounced like... Rifle. They're naming the child Rifle. Are they parents in some sort of dystopian teen novel? Wait, is there another city called Rome that doesn't exist in Georgia, USA?
I was watching Fox News and they mentioned Rome in Italy? I am confused. Is there a Rome in Italy?
It's literally, it is literally the most famous and original place
cold Rome. Oh wow. Can anybody tell me if Portugal has running water like in the States? No, only walking water. Everything is slower there.
We don't drink water in Portugal. We just drink wine. Water is for suckers.
Once you've bathed in vino verde, you never go back. No, but they have running wine. Water faucets come with white and red taps. White for white wine, red for red. You won't be disappointed.
Oh, the most inconvenient part of living in Portugal is
Getting used to using communal outhouses? Flush indoor toilets are hard to find. You all obviously jest, but you know this person is going to take these to heart. Is Mediterranean a slur to Italians? Answer: no. It is a C. You guys call soccer football. That's not normal. I'm just gonna drop this here. So as you can see, literally, 3, 4-ish countries? Okay, look, there's quite a few, but definitely not as many as saying football.
That's okay, America. We over here in Oceania support you.
But okay, based on this evidence, what can we conclude?
It's amazing to see how few countries know that
Soccer is the correct term. Gotta love that doubling down. Here at Swadley's Barbecue, where they can't afford the staff.
Did you know our servers survive on your tipping kindness?
Based on them titling themselves as world famous, I assume they've transitioned to a European country and are shocked that they have to abide by the fact that people don't tip there as much. At least American toilets aren't just holes in the ground. You realize that America isn't the only developed country, right? Basically, all of Europe has a much better educational system and normal plumbing. Ooh, shots fired. So Norway just called the United States underdeveloped? The NTNU strongly recommends that all NTNU students who are outside Norway return home. This applies especially if you are staying in a country with poorly developed health services and infrastructure and/or collective infrastructure. For example, the USA. Oh man. This was 2020 as well, so as the pandemic was rolling out. Gotta say, I don't think we blame them for suggesting this.
Imagine caring about what some country the size of LA County thinks. Lamau.
Nice try, but slavery is illegal. Has been since 1865, actually. United States laws certainly apply all over the world, don't they? I'd like you to show me the exact line in the 13th Amendment that says, this only applies to the US. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Have you ever avoided taking an ambulance because you could not afford it?
Look at me, I'm truth. The ambulance is not your taxi to the hospital.
What in the goddamn fuck is it then, sir? Imagine Imagine being paramedics. You are attending to someone who's broken both their legs. All right, we've stabilized you for now. Just don't move. You just got to walk down the street for about 30 minutes. There's a hospital just over there. All right, see ya. And just drives off. Really slowly too, though. And just like... with both the ambulance drivers just staring at the victim as they drive off really slowly. Last year on Twitch, I randomly watched some American guy play Sonic. He said,
"Hi, I'm American. Don't know if you could tell."
And someone in the chat said she could probably tell from your accent. And he said, with zero irony,
"Not really. The Americans don't have an accent."
He refused to back down when people were going, "Mate." A man in his 30s believed he had no accent, and it was just everybody else who had accents. US Asians discover Aldi and other normal supermarket things found in the rest of the world. The future. Not a single lie was told.
Aldi has been living in the future for years. First of all, they make stocking less time consumable by leaving that Schmidt in the box. They realize that no one actually cares if a cashier is seated. Then they make you get out of the way and bag your own stuff so the line moves faster.
I feel a lot of pride as an Australian to know that technically Australia got Aldi before America did. Why are Americans such a loud presence on the internet? I know there's 500 million of you, but damn, shut the flip up sometimes.
Offended by our patriotism, Wattpad girl?
Suffering from secondhand embarrassment, more like.
Boom. Roasted.